Hello, everyone. This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9001. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am SneakyDevil. So prepare yourselves, for we are about to embark upon a journey that will not only blow your minds, but it will blow your soul. So if you are not prepared, it's too late, because we begin now. Then it will be just me tonight. So I know you guys might all be excited to see the people that show up here, but hate to break it to you, but they're all useless and I'm the only one left. The assassins were a bit too good at their jobs. They were supposed to stagger it, they didn't stagger it. So it'll be just me. So today's fic, as always, is going to be in the Discord, if you wish to follow along. And of course, I must remind everyone to not contact the people featured in these fanfics in any form or fashion, as that would be considered a form of abuse or harassment by the Twitch guidelines, and I will get in trouble for it. Listening to Kaz Miller talk about nuclear disarmament, suddenly, hello, internet! So, let us start off with a Naruto Rube. So, I know you guys might not be enjoying that too much, but you gotta keep in mind that I do actually, curry some of the fics that we cover here, specifically for when Max and Atin are here, just so I can hear their souls shrivel. And, well, they've pretty much become inoculated to Naruto Ruby fics by this point, so... I gotta grind on them a little bit more in other forms and fashions of terrible fanfics. Preemptive volume control is always recommended. Well, duh. Even if we disagree with you and say, hey, this fanfic is quite decent, well, I mean, you can always disagree with me. I never said you couldn't. Oh, is the Kilm here?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, sweet. Now I can add you to the outsourcing list.
Yeah.
Come on. There we go.
Have you ever had a solo stream, like a full stream that
Yes.
you've just done alone?
Yeah, I got exceedingly smashed.
Well, that makes sense, I guess.
Like
I
I was
you more to develop a personality.
I was excessively drunk that night. Because I don't have much personality to add. Speaking of which.
Is your timer not working or what?
What do you mean?
It's just stuck at 110 on my screen. I think that might just be my screen, even though the video says it's playing.
Yeah, your screen's frozen, my dude.
Oh, whoa, my actual entire screen was frozen. That's pretty nice. Okay, it's working now.
I'm sure Arn would love to join the stream, too. No, Arn. Yeah, no, Arn sounds like a prepubescent high schooler.
That's because he is a prepubescent high schooler.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So
he's a part of that Austrian guy's youth program.
Well, fuck you too. You invited this upon yourself. Anyway, so this is another chance. Given another chance by a mysterious man, Ruby arrives in a different land with almost no recollection of her past. Determined to discover who she really is, she finds a yellow dandelion. Now,
so it's an OC.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's basically self-insert OC as Ruby in the Naruto-verse. Now, I do like to mention a couple things here. I did specifically pick this story out because it was going to be the two of us.
Yeah. Why?
Sneaky, you mind generating one of those bot fanfics after this? Judging from last Friday, those are always great. I mean, yeah, sure.
Wait, what is this? Can you explain?
Oh, were you not here for the robot fanfic?
No, I was dead. I
Okay, so Arn found a fanfiction website that generates fanfics based off of samples it's been given by the bot creator. And they are something else. They also hit a bit too close to home in terms of believability.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So quote, suicide is the purest form of criticism life gets.
Why?
End quote. I don't know.
No, my question is why?
Nothing. Nothing but the forever abyss. What are we in, Dark Souls? A floor of darkness. A street light, which emulated a seldom light that a flashlight would have been brighter than. But it was there, she said.
Wait. I'm gonna check if that was the actual phrasing. Oh, okay then. It was the actual phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
I was
This is
checking
real.
if that was the actual phrasing.
Yeah, this is real.
And you weren't.
These
Yeah,
are
I
real
don't get it.
words written by a real person.
These are certainly all verbs.
These are words. She was crying, but had no idea why. Her gut felt in knots. Her head pounded in pain, as if there was someone banging her head with a hammer trying to get inside. Questions.
Also, quick question, Sneaky.
Hmm?
Why do we have a Congress role in your Discord now?
Oh, because Atin's on trial for corruption.
But he's from Chicago. We already know that he's corrupt.
Yes.
So why is he still on trial? This is like Al Capone situation, which is never.
Well,
gonna
no,
end.
it's because he's on trial for corruption.
Fair enough.
Now, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not actually going to serve any effective purpose, just like our Congress. But, you know, it's the thought that counts, just like our Congress.
Yeah. That's why it makes sense for Arn to be in on it, so yeah, makes sense.
Also, our entire Congress is made up of people that have paid money to me. Totally unbiased.
Why am I not part of it?
Because you weren't there to get elected for a role. I called out elections and everything, and everyone ran uncontested.
Fair.
Atin is on trial for corruption. Who is he corrupting? The system.
Himself.
Because he threw it on the
minds.
ground.
We're impressionable people.
He's corrupting everything, indeed. Questions she asked herself remained unanswered, as there was no one to answer and no one to find them. What? How old was she? Honestly, I really don't understand that too much these days. Like, I usually forget how old I am. And cause I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm like, you know, mid-20s-ish. Like, that's really all that matters. Like, there's 3 ages that matter. Drinking age, driving age, sexing age.
Death age too.
I mean, but death age happens at any point in time in your life.
I mean, it's an RNG thing, but at a certain point, you know it's coming.
I guess. Mr. Negative from Spider-Man. Thanks, Seeks. I appreciate your donations. Hail Putin. Where is she? What's her name? She didn't even have a clue what her face looked like, only that she was pale. She wailed hard and called out another time to the void, but no one answered. No, I'm just kidding. Hello? Once again, the silence answered back, and she went back.
Hello there.
She went back to cry on her knees. The only thing she could remember is the darkness and beady orange eyes. Ruby Rose. A voice echoed from the void. That's her name. She only now remembered at the sound of it. But most importantly, there was a man's voice that called for her from each side of the darkness. Each side. Both sides.
No,
Both
it's
sides are responsible.
omnidirectional. You don't get it, Snakey. It's a 360-degree thing, you know.
Who's there?
Dolby Atmos.
Does the name of Summer Rose ring a bell, Ruby? Ruby looked at her damp knees, wet with her tears, terrified for reasons unknown. She hugged them. That's my mother, she cried harder. Why am I crying? Now, I will give the author, kudos. They are so far getting grammar and spelling correct, more or less.
For the most part, except some misuse.
Yeah, like I said, more or less. But it's
it's been run through some software.
This purple prose shit's kind of getting on my nerves.
Oh, that's see. Again, is this person from a third world country? Because that's how third world countries see good writing. The bigger the word you use, the better the writer you is.
No, America land, so...
Oh boy. So it's the same everywhere.
Also, they're trying to write an original novel now.
Who let them?
They have...
Wow.
They have... I mean, okay, I'll give them that credit. They got, 2-3-ish stories written. Actual length stories written. I'll give him a bit of credit, I guess.
He's got 2 stories with 100k plus words. So yeah, okay. That was basically where I was before I deleted everything. Okay.
Anyway, why am I crying? Because she died. The Echo made no attempt to put it lightly. But that doesn't explain why I'm here. She wandered her eyes over the dark sky, which had now become full of speeding gray clouds. Where are you? What is this place? Do you want another chance? The voice echoed multiple times, 5 people were saying it. As she heard this, her heart started to race. Another chance. What do you... The pain pierced her stomach and made her throw up. In a dizzy vision, she noticed the multiple mixing colors, the vomit, and something that looked like melted capsules. Did I? You need to answer my question. There's not much time. Yes, please, give me another chance. Wait, are you telling me that Ruby Rose tried to do suicide by pill?
I mean... that line in the beginning would say yes, and PTSD would make that a probable thing too.
I will once again cite that one image.
Yeah,
I got posted a while back in anime, I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations! Your fluffy ball of sunshine and rainbows has evolved into a raging ball of PTSD and rage.
Except, of course, it's the worst written PTSD I've seen in a long, long time.
Except, of course, when the PTSD gets in the way of plot, and then she doesn't have it anymore.
What in God's name did I come back to?
You have just
you can do whatever you want because you're white.
Yeah, and impeached, apparently. Is he saying something? Is he trying to speak? Is he communicating?
Is he trying to speak with us? I can't understand him.
Yeah, I mean...
Fuck you.
Oh, there you go. That's... nice, I guess?
Alright.
It's the default greeting amongst us.
Alright, let me just add Atin to this bar then. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna give it 10 cents. 18 cents for the purple prose. I'm just gonna keep going. You walked in, to answer your question, to a hyper edgy Ruby Rose ends up in Naruto land fic, in which Ruby apparently tries suicide by multitudes of pills.
What?
Yeah.
and then a
Yes.
random omnipotent being goes, "Hey Ruby, do you want to try live again?" And Ruby goes, "Yes, please. I lived once more."
It is based. Yes, he is quite correct. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all we know here.
Woo. Yeah, that is strong shit.
Nice.
Quit drinking. It's bad for you.
So is fanfiction, but he still does it. Holy shit! S4 streaming today. What the fuck?
Anyway, so no, did you see Moon Meander ended up on Dota? What the fuck?
No, but like he's streaming, and his stream is just named Gustav. I love these people who can't tech. It's just named Gustav.
Ruby tried to look at the man's face, but she felt exhausted, like the essence of her being was being drained. She then met an even deeper darkness of the deep abyss and rendered into a sleep. Hello, C8. A few would be happy to be surrounded by nothing but a clear sky, blazing sun, and rough sand. But after the black abyss that Ruby was stuck in, Ruby would welcome anything. At least that's what she initially thought, but then she dreaded it all. If it weren't for the hooded cloak, her pale skin would be her favorite color. From under her cloak, she grabbed the water canteen and tilted her head to drink the last of the water.
Why does this feel like a John Green novel? Her pale skin, the cigarette in her fingers. We smoked. We were in love.
Because the author read a little
1994.
bit too many young adult fics before writing this.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, this is an edgy fic in which Ruby commits suicide by pills.
Yes.
But that's okay, she's
I'm
in
pretty
Naruto land now.
I'm pretty sure this author is never gonna go back to the reason why Ruby tried to commit to
No.
die through pills. Commit uninstall life through pills.
Sudo uninstall life.fnz. Life is actually a Linux flavor.
Oh my god, what is this edgy quote at the top of the story?
Yeah.
You don't get it, Atin. It's a thing called subliminal. What's it called?
Listen here, I tried to kill myself from depression in college. I know damn well what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, you have no idea. This is all subliminal theming.
Oh yeah, it's real subtle. Subtle like Trump's toupee.
Yes.
It's subtle like a rapper trying to diss another rapper.
Anyway, let's see. Blah,
Oh,
blah,
you mean
blah,
Eminem?
blah. She's in a desert.
No, the
blah,
other one.
blah, blah. She's looking for water. Blah, blah, blah. Did she really try and kill herself? Blah, 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 blah. Purple prose. Blah, 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 blah. Why don't you go sleep, son? As a vibrant purple prose horizon rose behind her, a thought came to her.
Oh boy.
What?
Nothing. That was seamless.
He did a good job there. I almost thought it was part of the story for a second. Then I remembered who was here.
Yeah.
Before she dreamed of being a hunter. But a hunter for what? It's 2018! CA, he deleted meme physics psychosis because, he hated it.
I actually hated writing things, so yes. Like eight chapters into the thing, and I'm like, I can't write this anymore. I'm sorry, I just can't. And I was like, fuck you.
And then all the people raging at him didn't, like,
Oh
endear
fuck,
him.
dude! So many PMs, so many things. Oh god. It was a weird time in my life.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was very fun.
Anyway, so blah 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 blah. I don't know any of my memories anymore. I have forgotten the everythings. Blah 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 blah. Oh my god. The moon is whole. Did she travel in time?
Okay, to be fair, no, that's actually a pretty decent question to ask, given the world she's from.
Yeah.
Okay, yes,
even in
but
her-
but
wait,
Atin,
wait, wait,
but
wait.
Atin.
The way it's being
Atin.
asked is stupid and dumb.
No, Atin, you don't
No,
understand though.
Atin,
She literally
even in
just
her
was
world.
like, "Hey, what was I a hunter of? What did I hunt? Why did I want to be a hunter? What is hunting?"
Atin, even in her world, the moon, the way the moon phases works, it does solidify once in, like, it's basically like our moon cycle. It kind of shatters and then comes back together, and it shatters and then comes back together. So seeing an actual full moon wouldn't be an issue.
Huh, really? I thought it was like, oh, hey, the moon's fucked.
No,
The end.
it's actually on the wiki. Like, there's like a full like explanation for how it happened, and screenshots from different episodes showing a lunar cycle.
Or, hear me out, Rooster Teeth is stupid and don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They'd put up a model for the first thing, and they'd forget to save how they put like the broken bits of it, and then they make like a new image to like a new skybox, and the moon's all fucked, and they're like, hey, how about we make this a cycle?
No.
Now it's it's
I
canon
know.
now,
I
so.
think it's more like they tried to recreate it or something, and then someone's like, "Oh, whoa, the moon changed. It must be a cycle of the moon." And they're like, "Oh yeah, let's go with that."
Yeah, that's pretty much it. As I said before, like different artists creating different skyboxes for different times of the day for different scenes would make an issue. And I'm pretty sure somebody at some point forgot that the moon was supposed to be shattered and like just made a full fucking
Remember-
moon and ripped it from the internet.
When in doubt, and if you're a really shit writer, when in doubt, just steal the good theories from the fanfiction community and act like that totally was what you're gonna do in the first place.
How do you think I wrote Metempsychosis after
The dragon.
I can't say you're wrong.
I mean, after chapter 3, my entire fic, my old like Metempsychosis was basically just, hey, what do I do with the next chapter? Oh, I guess these 300 odd reviews have their own ideas. Let's steal some from here. Control C, steal.
Yeah,
V.
so in season 3, the dragon attacks Beacon, and it came out of the mountain, Glen Mountain, and apparently it was sleeping at the bottom of it or some shit.
Yeah,
And that was actually a plot point they stole from a fic I actually hate, but I have to give kudos to, called The Games We Play.
No, the dragon was never under there. It was in a different place, literally.
Okay,
That's the dragon he named Ziz. Yeah, I know. Different dragon, different place, altogether different thing.
yeah, but it was still like
And
real dragon.
it wasn't even it wasn't even in the mountain. It was sleeping on top of the mountain, and it's like really craggy and it's got like armor and shit. So because the snow-capped peak is white, they didn't notice that it's a fucking Grim till open their eyes and were like, "Yo, what's up, boys?"
God damn it! I've been listening to way too many rap songs recently because now I just imagine the dragon with like these really big thick shades rapping.
Yeah, what up, boy? It's your man Ziz. Coming at you with the
Was it
hose,
ever
big
confirmed they
stable,
stole it from the
218.
games we play? No, of course not, Nexus. They would never confirm that they're complete intellectual hacks.
Sneaky, that's not even the only thing. Remember Silver, the emo Yoshi's fic?
Oh, yeah.
They literally stole John's semblance from that.
Holy shit, you're right. Silver did come out before 5.
Much before it came out during season 2.
Yeah.
And yes,
Shit.
he made it very apparent that his semblance has to do with aura manipulation. Part of which is literally transferring aura to other people in order to make them stronger.
Ugh. Ugh.
Miles Luna is a hack, and he reads a lot of fanfiction.
I know. I know he reads a lot because he went onto his Twitter one time and said, "Stop pointing out all the little flaws we have in fanfiction." Like he legitimately went on Twitter and told people to stop pointing out all the plot holes they have in the fan fiction and fan theories.
his entire Twitter is basically white guilt.
Oh my god, dude, I want to punch Miles in the face sometimes. I honestly do.
Do it. I like honestly sometimes I just want to go into Rooster Teeth's the studio with like just like one glove, not even both, and just
One
four people.
glove!
Oh, please don't.
But then I think that I don't wear two of them. Somebody in there will probably call me an ableist for only wearing one glove. God, you're
and you
acting
know
like you
you're
have
in
one
trouble when
hand.
fanfics point out your plot points, the things you dissect. Yeah, I mean, but that's like the sort of the point. The reason, again, I'm gonna keep coming back to this. The whole reason why I'm insulting fanfics all the time is because so many fanfic writers are now in movies, are now in the comics, are now in video game for storyboarding and shit like that, and they all suck.
I mean, I'm not even kidding, dude. I know like.
Which is
5
why
people
it's
that-
your social responsibility to inform them of just how dumb they are, right?
I'm trying to stop it before it progresses into the part where they start making money and ruining the shit I like.
Okay, but like, let's say Core took over writing Ruby. Would you be fine with that?
It'll literally become a fucking AU slow burn coffee shop.
It
Whatever
would.
it's
It
called,
would.
whatever.
It would.
Order.
You can't. He is literally a meme now. Now that he has written a slow burn coffee shop fic that is not even that AU.
Exactly.
And the saddest part is, it's one of his better stories.
The entire thing about him is he writes like he's been taught. Like he writes like a fucking magazine guy, like a gossip column. It's fun, bite-sized entertainment that does
Because
not need
he's
a
a
big
head
work.
editor for a magazine, so yeah, it would make sense that he
Exactly.
writes like a magazine.
See? And that kind of stuff is really nice. It's also kind of hard to write, but he does it well. So
Yeah,
kudos.
duh. But
The thing
it's
is,
like it's not good
Ruby's
for
trying
like
to tell a story.
stories.
But then Ruby's trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
And anytime the course tries to tell a story, he's inadvertently fucked up somewhere or the other.
Yeah, Professor Arquitz's attempt at writing a story.
Yeah. In the service of, he started as a story, but then it became bite-sized entertainment. It's like a meme. You don't want to have a meme storyline. You just want to have a meme. He makes a meme every once in a while. It's a little bit related to the last meme, but you don't need to know the entire chronology of the memes to understand what he's just come out with.
Yeah.
That's the
And
beauty of Fortnite.
now he is literally going full meme. His newest, have you seen his newest story?
I gave up on him a long time ago.
Okay, he just released a new story in which it's a high school AU, and
Oh, he's
the
gonna
Grimm
be-
are still a thing, and the Maidens are still a thing, and Hunters are still a thing, but it's all treated as like World of Darkness style moonlit night side of the world thing. Like, you know,
But why?
because high school AU. He is literally doing a high school AU.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. No. No,
Oh.
you don't do that. No.
Oh, that reminds me. Cruel.
Yeah.
Remind me after the stream was over to talk to you about an RPG, a tabletop RPG. I would invite Sneaky, but I don't think you'll be interested, Sneaky.
Why?
Because it's mechs.
I mean,
Gundam mechs,
oh,
specifically.
yeah, no, I'm good.
Huh. I'm actually quite surprised as to how you'd manage that, how the inventory system would work, how... Yeah, okay, we'll talk about this after this.
Hey, Exactly.
So, anyway, so she gets attacked by a giant scorpion, and she's like, "Oh my god, when are giant scorpions a thing, and why are they galloping?" I mean, they do that, so. Name this fic, the Chloralaron fic, sure. Which, how much did he finally hide how much money he's getting per month?
I think
No.
you might have.
Oh wow, he's actually lost money.
I mean, as I said, people are losing interest in what he's writing. You can't keep on writing the same thing over and over again and have people read it. You need to innovate. It's like Sony trying to make the same game over. Oh wait, no, they're actually doing that. But, yeah.
Okay, so Is this gonna? Yep. Okay. So here's his two new stories: the Unseen Hunt, which is John was worried about two things: graduating from high school and dodging his hated bully Carden. He didn't care about the supernatural, nor did he believe in it. But a chance encounter with a mysterious girl in red will open his eyes to a world that lives besides our own, a dangerous and deadly secret. But beware, child, her eyes, once open to the truth, may never be closed again. So it's literally like Fate Stay Night-esque shit going on there.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. And see, this is what I love about fanfiction.net. It corrupts even decent authors.
Yeah, Calvin. Yeah, he gets around 2,000 USG per month to write fanfics. But I mean, okay, so it's a fairly controversial topic, but Core updates with a 4 to 10K chapter every single day of the month.
Plus original stories, so that's technically what he's charging you for.
Well, I mean, he also runs writing help centers,
yeah.
and like he does a lot of other stuff as well. But like he's outputting between 120 to 300K words per month for free, and you can choose to support him with money if you want to.
The thing is, Calvin, he's technically asked, like, people know they're paying him for his fanfics, but all the auxiliary services that he offers is what he's charging them for. It's the same
not
thing
only
with
that-
fan art, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I thought, C8, and it wasn't. But not only that, you can get around the whole, you can't pay for fanfics thing by publishing on fanfiction.net for free. That's the key part
exactly.
there. Is that as long... Fanfiction.net's policy is that as long you are not producing content that people have to pay for, you're fine. So as long as you can have all sorts of stuff going on your Patreon, just be like, Vim Vesuvius. He writes around 120K words per month, and by paying into his Patreon, you get extra votes. But if you're on Fanfiction.net, you can also vote towards what story of his 7 that he writes next for next month. And that's all you do. On his Patreon, that's the only thing you can do, is you can just put extra votes towards what he writes next.
Yeah.
But because
I think that's a great system.
But because he's releasing all of his content for free for everyone at the same time every month,
I mean, it's
he
the
can't
same
get in
thing that
trouble.
Twitch uses too. I mean, it's the same thing that Twitch uses as well. Like, you stream games. That's not technically supposed to be legal. But you don't monetize the games, but people support you as the player to play the game. So they support you as a broadcaster, even though what you're broadcasting is not technically broadcastable.
Exactly.
It's also the same thing with YouTube, ad revenue. You're bringing people towards stuff. It's not the watching that gets you the money. It's bringing
Calvin, you could go on Patreon and make an account and say, "Hey, I'm Calvin, and I'm making really bad Star Trek fanfics. Pay me money." And if people like your fanfics, they'll pay you money per month or per chapter or however you want to do it, because you actually got a lot of options there. And then you can release it on your Patreon and your DeviantArt at the same time, and you'll get money for that for free. And you can't be like,
you could be a moderately good-looking girl and have a Patreon where you give them.
Yeah, or you could be a moderately good-looking girl and get paid 78K a month.
I'm detecting some salt.
I mean, yes. 78K per month. You know what I could do with that? You know how many fucking hot dogs?
Do you know what I could do with that?
Shove it. Oh, that's right. Calvin lives in Germany. He probably can't get away with that. Yeah, see, here in the U.S., you can get away with a lot of shit because we have these things called rights.
I mean, it's okay. Calvin basically lives in the new United Arab Emirates. Sorry, Syria version 2.0. I mean, sorry, just the Middle East.
Fourth Reich.
The new Middle East. I'm sure that somebody from their CBS named Ahmed will have a problem with that.
Anyway, so his other news story that he's currently updating is called "Dating What Daddy Hates."
Oh, I do not like that.
It's
Oh,
a
it's
romance
the name
story
itself.
in which Weiss dates son because they're pretending to be dating to piss off her dad, but then she actually falls in love with him as they continue to keep up the charade.
I have no words.
I do? That's dumb.
He is literally a cliche writer now. He is literally a meme.
See. There's a certain point of time when you realize what sells, right? And you know what people expect.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Also, I think that's the story.
Wow.
I think Forged Destiny is the story I hate the most from him.
Why's that?
It's just so fucking boring.
I mean, I will give you that. That's one of the reasons why I've stopped reading it. Not because I'm not going to read it anymore. It's just because I'm just going to let it build up. Because his chapters are...
Remember that there's this one Naruto writer, the fucking one with the OC Hyuga or OC Neji sister? I don't fucking know.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
wait,
what?
you Dreaming of Sunshine?
Yeah, which literally doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, no, I had to stop reading that. Like, that is
Basic.
like one of the
Basic.
original OC self-inserts, though.
Yeah. And it's honestly a self-insert done decently. It's not like
Oh, it's actually like done really like it is done actually exceedingly well with lots of original content. The only problem with it is it's just boring as fuck.
Exactly. Just like I think there's like 300k words for it. That's still not reached the tune-in exams. I'm not sure it's ever gonna get anywhere, and I'm not even sure it's being updated anymore.
I mean, no, it still gets updated occasionally. It's just not too often anymore. Can I review a Trekkie's Tale? I mean, I could, except I don't know shit about Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be old to know shit about Star Trek.
I mean, I am old. I just don't care for Star Trek.
I mean, no, see, like really old.
I mean, you gotta be old to care about Lord of the Rings.
I mean, see, no, that the thing about Lord of the Rings is the CGI is still watchable.
That is fair. That is fair.
Star Trek has aged like fucking shit on the street.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
a
the
dingy,
original
I know
Mary
that.
Sue story. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's the one. All right.
I read a fic where Tobrima is reincarnated as Shikamaru's sister, and nothing different happens at all. Well, you see, well, you know what? I'm going to get into that. We're going to get into that. We're going to cover that.
Yeah,
except
I mean,
I'm going to
that's
scroll to the
something-
bottom of this fic, and then we can like pop up one of my pop-ups, and be like, we're talking about important things now. So anyway.
We're gonna talk about that again. The fact that nothing changes and the butterfly effect doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, no, we're the butterfly effect is going to be tonight's topic.
Oh,
We're
good.
doing that. We're doing it again. I see. Max is not here. He had some choice words on this one.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, Max isn't here, and that's why we're covering it, because now I'm going to argue less with him. Max and I agree and disagree on the butterfly effect.
What about Atin? Does he have an opinion on it?
I don't think I've ever gotten into a large argument with that, and it lasted several hours about the butterfly effect.
We have not, mostly because we tend to agree on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I
The
think all
Mandela
three of us
effect.
agree on
Look,
the same
man,
thing.
all I'm saying is it's Berenstain, not Berenstain. That's all I'm saying, okay? Alright, so anyway, blah 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 blah. I'm in a desert, I'm unconscious, I was saved by Gara. Ruby beating herself up for being dumb. You're not a shinobi. I was trained to be a hunter. How do you remember nothing? Do you have amnesia? Ruby nodded her head for a yes. Oh man, riveting dialogue here.
Woo! Man, that was so exciting. I need to. Oh man, I need to take a moment to calm down, sir.
I kind of moved my head around to show that I was confused and also hungry.
And also hungry. Yeah, so blah 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 Naruto exposition. Before you leave this country, I insist we train you to be a ninja.
Why?
I don't,
They have civilian
I don't know, man.
and ninja escort missions are a thing.
Also, you're being attached to a 4-man team. Oh my god, it's hot. It's in a desert, but it's so hot. Do you know any jutsus? Nope, what's that? Well, what do you do with aura? Truth is, I don't know what aura is anymore. Are you saying you have amnesia? Yeah, it feels like it.
Didn't we already cover this?
This dialogue is just, oh.
Don't worry, Atin, almost every second story in this segment is like the same thing.
Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. How are we gonna carry the water? Your hair is pretty. I've never seen silver eyes. Sorry, I don't look in mirrors. Do you not know what you look like? I guess I don't. Ruby looked at the top of her hands as she frowned. Just who is she? I have a theory that aura might be chakra. Oh boy, here's the part where I actually, this is like why I wanted to cover this, just to see how they fuck up their interpretation.
Oh my god.
Um,
I don't think anybody else has given as much thought to this whole fucking chakra, like soul and body.
Look, that's what I do, okay? I sit there and put a lot of thought into things that don't mean shit.
I mean, that's, I think, a good thing.
I mean, I guess.
Even though it's a bit extreme.
Let me tell you about an epic tale about this twig you have stepped on. I shall call it the Twig Marillion.
The Twig Marillion.
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna go play Heroes of the Filthy Casual because at least that will make me use my brain, unlike this story.
You're actually playing HOTS? Wow, sad.
Oh, please! It's a moment that takes absolutely no effort.
And so, speaking of which, have you guys heard about how Blizzard has raised their BlizzCon virtual ticket price to like $50 to $60 and have given us jack shit for items? And everyone's just
Which
like,
reminds me,
Blizzard, what?
Blizzard's hiring interns again. So wait, Atin, if you still want to do the whole game design thing, or like want to get into the game industry, you might want to apply. Their intern program is very good. It pays a lot.
Did we ever get back to the edgy Harry Potter fic from Tuesday? The
Which
edgy...
Tuesday? And
No, and we never will.
Which
It never
Tuesday
happened.
and which Harry Potter fic? Because... We've had a lot of them.
Yeah, Tuesdays generally Harry Potter thing, which is why I avoid it.
So the green glow around your body was chakra? Green glow, when you were focusing your chakra, you emitted a green glow. I think that's what aura looks like. You mean you can see chakra? I guess so. Ruby can't see aura?
None of them can.
But aura, no,
How do you
apparently
build up
can.
chakra? I don't know.
No, wait, you can see aura, like when John's aura.
I mean, yes, you can physically see it, but
Again, this goes into my whole explanation of why aura is just spirit and why chakra is body and spirit and why you can see chakra more than you can see aura and blah 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 blah. I actually like thought about all this crap before and put it into effect. Do you know these techniques? I love how she goes, do you know taijutsu? This unique word that we only use in Naruto. Ruby responds, sure, of course. Everyone knows taijutsu.
Ha! Ta-yang jutsu.
I was gonna say, unless it's some kind of special thing that Tai Yang does, I got questions.
It's just... like, the thing is like... earlier she's like, what's a jutsu? And now she's like, oh, taijutsu? That's body techniques. It's like... Oh, okay. I've got confused about who was talking because the author keeps forgetting to make sure the audience knows who's talking. Because it's just dialogue. Just a shit ton of dialogue with some she's and hears. And then, okay, there we go. Yeah, like it's like up here Ruby Matsuri and down here is Ruby Matsuri, and it's like, all right, let's do some proper alignment to see who's talking now.
Amazon's new MMO leaked on Pornhub.
What?
Amazon's new MMO game has leaked on Pornhub.
I have so many questions, and I want answers to none of them.
All right, so yeah. Anyway, this story is dumb. It's a well written, poorly planned story. Like I mean, kudos to the author. They seem to know what they're trying to do, except for the part where they're forgetting all the parts that make the plot holes that are kind of important to what they're trying to do. Someone should write a Ruby fic where the Ottoman Turks invade. Also, notice they ignored the language barrier except when it's convenient. Yeah. Not bot time, actually. Now is important topic time. I guess we don't have any of those. I guess I don't have a title card for important topic time. Bot time comes after this. So we're going to talk butterfly effect for a second in Fix and why it's actually sort of important to pay attention to them. Not just for believability, but for ensuring you're able to write more than 5 chapters of your fic.
Yep.
So you'll see two ends of the extreme, I suppose. It's a horseshoe. When it comes to writers with fan fiction. I mean, hell, even normal fic, like Aragon's a good example of butterfly effect gone wrong. In which the butterfly effect is either paid too much attention to, and the author just goes absolutely off the rails. A good example of that would be what's that one story? Black flames dance in the northern winds from down the mountain, or whatever it's called.
I'm sorry, what the fuck is that?
Okay, so it's actually an exceedingly good, absurdly long Naruto fic. That like started back in like 2006. It's like 800k words now. He updates like once a year now though, so you know. But his problem is he's like 800k words in, but he hasn't even started the Chunin arc yet. Because he was like, oh, this butterfly effect's gonna happen because of this. Oh, well, this butterfly effect's gonna happen because of that. And he just paid way too much attention to the shit tons of butterfly effects that were going on. And then just kept going down that line of like, oh, more butterfly effects, more butterfly effects, more butterfly effects. And well, kudos to that.
Thing, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense, but the problem is he wanted to like progress the story, and he was just caught up in making sure he wrote out all the butterfly effects from a certain event, and that ended up taking up years of time. And he's gotten to the point where he's like, yeah, I kind of got to move on with my life. I started this fic back when I was in high school, and I'm like out of college with a job now. and so I can't pay too much attention to writing this anymore. And it's like, yeah, you could have finished your story in 800k words.
Yeah.
You haven't
You could
even
finish
gotten
it.
to the first third. Which, I mean, again, kudos to him on like the quality of that fic. But it's dead now, basically, because he just can't spend time on it anymore because he spent too much time with the butterfly effects. And I'm not even talking about like butterfly effects from important key events. I'm talking about like butterfly effects from like, oh, Naruto's living at this person's house tonight, so when X event happens, it happens over here like this instead, and because of that, you know, the dog shits on the street next to it instead of the 2 streets down, and because of that, you know. But
you say it's also important to take note of when you won't have any effects, like the shitpost that Max and I are writing. There's very little butterfly effect because we can do very little in a world of basically semi-immortal deities.
well,
Yeah, boy.
also have to keep in mind that, well, you could say that there's obviously going to be some butterfly effects, but at the same time,
Oh,
it's
sure,
like,
there are some, but they're pretty small.
yeah, but it's like, oh, Cinder knows about you. Okay, so they're 2 civilians, right? And they're useless, pretty much. And they die, yeah, a lot. Okay, so they're easy to kill, yeah, totally. And they can't do anything to stop me, not at all. Okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep doing my plan.
Yeah, boy. See, sometimes that's the beauty of butterfly effects. They don't have to be forever going. They can just like loop it on themselves and just finish.
Yeah, like maybe someone's reaction's gonna be a little bit different, but in the end result's gonna end up the same because it's like they're still gonna do it. They're just gonna do whatever the action is.
Yeah.
But
Like in our thing, like we know that we've done certain things to make sure that Cinder can't do her shit as she would normally do.
right,
But we do know that she still wants to do the shit she want to do. So she's
Right.
just gonna find a roundabout method of doing the same thing. So in the end, the final thing that happens is going to be similar but not the same,
exactly.
which keeps us in check. It doesn't make us go.
We're
to a
like in the
different
middle
realm
of the
what-
horseshoe.
Exactly. Like,
And then
for
on
example,
the on the flip side, there is the railroading, and
Oh, boy.
published stories suffer from this pretty badly sometimes too.
Yeah, boy.
But obviously it's more prevalent and obvious in fan fiction because you already know how the canonical story goes, so it's very obvious when the author is just railroading the plot. And these stories are also bad, and then you had some examples earlier, like Tobrima gets reincarnated as Shikumaru's sister, but literally nothing changes.
Yes, Tobirama. The first thing he'll try to do is murder fuck the closest chief.
That's the Chihas, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the other shit I've seen is one fic where Taylor got like mega fuck superpowers, and then she was like, "Oh, I can't."
Okay,
do
see, here's the
X."
thing. When you say things like that, I need you to be a little more specific because mega fuck superpowers could mean a lot of things, especially on fanfiction.net.
Okay, on QQ, there is actually literally a mega fuck superpower. But that's QQ.
I don't want to know.
It's the third of the space battle, sufficient velocity, and questionable questing trio. It's the not safe for work area. Yeah, I went there once, and I was just like, oh, that's why I don't come here. And then I never went there again.
And everybody was better for it.
Yeah. And anyway, so Peggy Sufix are really bad about this. Where the character goes like, "Oh, I can't use my future knowledge to to change X scenario because then I can't use my future knowledge anymore because everything will be different." It's like, you dumbass.
Isn't there like this isn't there like that one security dude fanfic?
Security, yeah.
Yeah, which has the same issue. It's that the more he changes, the less he knows.
Yeah, but Ack's actually like a good writer when he's not writing incestual rape porn.
Wait, what? Excuse?
Yeah, so Ack, the guy who
Indeed,
wrote the
a common
security
downfall of many writers.
So Ack, the guy who wrote Security and like It Gets Worse and some other really funny fics, he posts on QQ because that's why I went to QQ, because he was like, you can also check out my other fics on QQ. So I was like, oh, what do you mean your other fics? And I clicked on his link and it was like Danny times Sophia times Taylor rape porn and shit like that.
Oh no!
What the fuck?
Oh,
And I was just like, oh, okay. Why?
wow.
Yeah, as Nexus said, basically, yeah.
I'll just keep off them.
Yeah. Yeah, he really should just stick to his not incestual rape porn. But anyway. But then you had, yeah, like I said, the Peggy Sue fix and other various railroading fix that we've covered on here before, where it's like, this self-insert OC appears, who doesn't have meta-knowledge, but is conveniently at every single major plot point, of course. This self-insert OC, who has a convenient power to, turn to D-Train Dark and save the day.
D-Train Dark!
And beat the villain. Just happens to only arrive just in time to beat the villain, but he still gets away with his evil plot. Yeah, no, like it's painful because it's a clear sign of the author not being able to come up with their own content. And this is that both sides of the horseshoe, each end of the too much butterflies and no butterflies, inevitably ends with the story dying, because if the author isn't creative enough, they won't know what to write next and they'll just stop writing. And if the author is too creative and writes too much, they'll burn themselves out and stop writing. I don't know what that word is, but I'm just going to assume you're agreeing with me, Zex. But yeah, so, paying attention to the butterfly effect is a little bit important. For example, good example of Ben. Worm fix are a great example because of how varied they can become. But don't, of course. So, Worm fix. Taylor gets the power to control the Endbringers. But she still goes out and fights Lung, and Armsmaster still thinks she's a villain, and she still joins the Undersiders. That's actually a really big one that I want to punch a lot of people in the face for, is that no matter what power Taylor gets, she inevitably fights Lung, gets into a confrontation with Armsmaster, and ends up in the Undersiders. Without fail. 90% at least of the worm fix on this website. I know of a Ruby game fic of a self-insert OC, but he dies at the end because he tried to solve everything by himself. Is that the games we play? Or I don't know any other one that actually got to an ending. But the formula is safe and has worked for a long time. Of course they'll play it safe. Well, see, that's the thing, though. Is it's not fan fiction, then.
It's just a boring regurgitation, and I'm not here for that.
I mean, it's not even that. It's just a daydream at that point. It's the daydream that no one cares about because it's a freaking daydream. It's like, oh, I'm so bored. I wonder, oh yeah, I'm, flying on buildings and shit and throwing Godzillas at people. It's like, no one wants to sit down and hear your stupid daydream where nothing makes sense. Or your dumb daydream and where you're like looking at some latest anime and you're like, oh, I'm imagining myself there and I shoot my instant death lasers at the bad guy's face and everyone's happy now. No one wants to hear that daydream. No one wants to read you writing that daydream down. That's not fan fiction. That's a daydream. You are not writing fictional content that you are a fan of.
To be honest, none of the fandoms that you and I write for, except for Dark Souls, which you write for, we're not really fans of the fandom because of the fandom.
I mean, I'm a fan of Dark Souls. I'm a huge fan of Dark Souls.
I mean, that's the different one. I'm talking about like Ruby.
No, I would still consider myself, at that time, a fan of Ruby. That was before the ending of Season 5, though.
I mean, you actually got that far, so...
Yeah.
I guess you're...
And... yeah. I was a fan of Naruto. I was a fan of Harry Potter.
As I said before, writing for the fandoms has made me become a not fan.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Like, I don't hate them, but I'm not a fan anymore.
Gaming for Glory. I've never seen that one. But no, I understand why they want to try and stick with the formula, but it's like, if I wanted the formula, I would read the original content.
Exactly.
Obviously, they do like reading about other people's daydream wank fests. If Worm's long persistence is anything to go by, Wormfix. No, look. I personally, I believe the reason why Wormfix have gone on for so long is because of the sheer level of modability when it comes to making a Wormfic. Because you can literally be like, Taylor gets any fucking power.
I mean, it's the same thing that people are now going to be doing to My Hero Academia, and you'll notice that Worm starts getting more and more obscure.
Yes. My main problem with My Hero Academia is it's a lot more restricted because the main character is firmly set in being a hero, and the only way for you to have any other like route would be for you not to be about the main character.
Yeah, but there's other characters you can pick from. You can pick what was the other dude.
Yeah, but when it comes to writing a fan fiction, very rarely do people ever write fics about not the main character.
That's the issue, right? The issue is the other dude, Bakugo, is just as loved by the community as Deku. It's actually more so. So writing a fic about him would actually, in my opinion, be the way to go.
Okay, but like reading a Bakugo fic is like reading an Uchiha fic.
I mean, people do both.
I know.
So yes.
Oh no, there is some really nice worm fics out there. There is some real nice worm fics out there.
It's 'cause edgy people apparently write pretty okay. Sometimes.
I mean, there is. I've seen better worm fics on places like Space Battles and Sufficient Velocity, specifically because of the BB code flexibility in which they can do actually interesting things with the extra coding they have available in their posts that you can't get away with on fanfiction.net, and they've done interesting things with it and made the story interesting, and the story probably would not be as interesting if they couldn't do those things.
They're gimmick stories, basically.
Yes, but they were very well written. It's just relied heavily on the coding to present itself properly. and not too many worm fics on fanfiction.net that I am an absolute fan of. Campione. There's one Campione worm fic that I'm a big fan of. I'm absolutely forgetting it right now.
I will have to watch Campione to get it. It's all god killing, right?
Yeah, Campione is you really don't even need to watch it to get it. Campione is basically just every single god and myth and fairy tale and etc. that has ever happened is actually semi-real, and sometimes those gods can exit their myths and legends and like descend onto Earth, and then they bring natural catastrophes with them because they're
And somebody kills them and they become a god killer.
Yeah, they become a god killer.
Yeah, it's basically cheap Shin Megami Tensei, but yeah, get it.
Yeah, except like 99.99% of the people that try to do it like die.
Exactly same. So it is exactly the same as Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
Minus the actual nuance and good story and good.
The Campione worm fic. Here, let me bring up my fanfiction profile. But yeah, like butterfly effects, like massive butterfly effects that are really they can be really enjoyable because it's like, oh, well, what's gonna happen now? Now we're breaking from what I know. What's gonna happen now, author? How does blank power, like how does Taylor getting the power of necromorphs change the course of Worm? Show me.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you put your mind to it, any power can be overpowered.
No, I mean, yeah, it's all about the munchkining, but like that's not the point, though. The point is the story leading up to it.
Yep. Like the framework's gotta be there. It's gotta keep you interested. It's gotta keep
Skittering Campione by Great Azure Dragon. It's actually really funny. Hint at them, don't laser focus on every single butterfly effect. Surprise the reader with just changes raw. Yeah, basically what Cruel and I are doing in our Naruto fic, and where we're not focusing on Naruto. Occasionally we have point of views from him to set up future events, but a lot of it's from other people's point of views, so we don't spoil the things that are going to happen.
Exactly. We've kind of like left a big gap in Naruto's development. We've given them like a basic Naruto, like a base Konoha Naruto as a beginning, and then we gave them completely changed, like kind of like completely different character. But there's still Naruto enough that you know that it has to be a logical evolution. And then slowly through multiple events, we're kind of trying to show why and how he's gotten here. And we're doing that from other people's perspectives and how they see him, how they see the stuff that he does and stuff that he has done.
In the Harry Potter fic, Harry responds every time he dies, but he goes back to a checkpoint. Oh, the gamer fic? Oh yeah, the Harry Potter gamer fic, that was actually pretty good, actually, surprisingly. Oh boy. There are some funny freaking stories I have saved on here.
Minato's The Art of Being Dead.
Dude, there is some funny shit I have saved. If you ever need a good laugh, check out the humor genre in my favorites.
See, whenever I need a good laugh, I talk to Reese and try to understand why he thinks that writing fan fictions is an art. But,
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll be honest, guy has never written a good fanfic in his life, but hey.
But what about Despacito, the Naruto fic?
Hey, that was in part created by Mara, and Mara only writes masterpieces.
Is Mara an artist then?
Indeed, he is.
You see, when I need a good laugh, I go find something funny, not fan fiction. Well, see, what if you need a good laugh, but you also don't have money?
He looks at his own life and he can just laugh in despair.
I mean, that's true too. That's true too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, you know. Butterfly effects. They're important to focus on a little bit, but not too much, and, you know, tease the readers with what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Now, how do you guys feel about doing not that? How do you guys feel? Oh, right, we're gonna do the generated fic.
Use Conquer Boss.
Fic maker.
Faker, play Faker.
All right, so is Atin still even here? Yeah, you know he's here.
He is here, but is he here?
Alright, so crossover mode. Let's do Harry Potter
Hey, Chrono Trigger!
and
On another note, there are not enough good Chrono Trigger fanfictions out there. I don't even think I've read any.
Naruto. Alright.
Because of time fuckery, you could do so much with fucking. Like, you made it 24 versus Harry Potter versus Naruto.
Oh god. Hero's magic superpower.
Ego rating. Sex rating is none.
Hero's hobby.
Yeah, 24 is still there. I have no idea what the fuck 24 is.
What's 24? Yeah, I don't know what 24 is.
It's in the fandoms, mate. You put 24 in there.
No, 20. The 24 is like this, like default thing.
I don't think so, right? Alright.
Hermione.
MacGuffin is a nine-tailed fox. Author's name is Serenity Darkmoon. Intro sometimes. Yeah, 24 is an actual series, mate. You might want to remove that. Are you even listening?
I am. Hold on. I'm improving this. Alright, so obviously it's gonna be female.
Who the fuck is Serenity Darkmoon? Why is that name familiar to me for some reason? Author's name, why?
Arn.
Arn. Just A-R-N. Arn.
Alright. Oh wait. Oh.
Unspecified,
No, you're
unspecified,
right.
unspecified.
Huh?
I earned it, man.
There we go.
Oh boy. I fucking told you to go back to change it.
Female sidekicks. Serenity Dark Moon sounds like a shitty Sailor Moon. Yeah. Harry Potter meets Naruto. Naruto versus Orochimaru. The fight continues. Oh my god, this AN. Oh. Oh. I saw so many other fanfics of this subject, but I think they got it all wrong, so here's my story to set things right.
So here's my story. You added an ism.
I have actually seen that sort of AN too many times.
Everybody has. It's a thing. I think that's the reason why most people pick up fanfics. They're like, oh, I could do this better. Just like everybody else.
Naruto had been fighting Orochimaru's troops all night. Hermione felt really depressed. She just found out she was adopted. Her real parents turned out to be nobles from Europe. They had an upper-class space elevator and were mighty rich. But she had none of that richness around. It made her feel pretty bad about herself, so she listened to some good music. But she did not have to be depressed, as Naruto came in and kissed her. They had fallen in love at the end of the story, see? And he said, I love Ouya so much it hurts. Hold on a second, I think we can make it better. A story written by a bot, read by a bot.
Oh god. Sneaky, no. Actually, sneaky, yes. Oh, I'm gonna switch on my volume. Herms.
Hermione told him the whole story. He was shocked to hear this and said, I'm really shocked to hear this. Your parents are monsters. Which ones? All four of them. I don't like them. As much as I don't like Luna. And that was a lot because Hermione knew that Naruto hated Luna because she was unbelievably stupid and fat. But Naruto took out a letter. This had just arrived, said Naruto. Hermione opened the envelope and inside was an invitation. Most esteemed, the witch said the message. You are condor'd invited to the royal ball of your parents. Your real parents, miss? We hope to see you soon. Most esteemedly yours, Duchess. Oh my, said Hermione, this is rad.
And I'm so glad you joined us again. It was just in time for fanfiction generated by a bot, read out loud by a bot.
I left for 17 minutes to eat dinner, and this is what you've descended to.
I mean, you have to look at the person doing it.
Most esteemedly yours, Duchess. Oh my, said Hermione, this is rad. But Naruto was a little skeptic. Maybe it's a trick. Why, said Hermione. Because there are rumors of Orochimaru still being around. Surely he could not come all the way to Europe, said Hermione confidently because she didn't think that Orochimaru could travel that far. Herm, said Naruto contagiously, we just have to be careful. Hold on, Excelsior, met Hermione, there is something else in the invitation. Princess the Brunette, hereby we also bestow upon you the keys to the cage of a flying unicorn your parents have provided you with. Also, whenever you hold this key in your hand, your powers are increased.
Princess the Brunette.
Hermione was really happy with that but also felt a little bad for Naruto. After they had a relationship, Naruto had taught her his shadow clone jutsu and she picked it up really well. She was now even better at Naruto at the shadow clone jutsu. So they went and picked up the flying unicorn. It was really quick and agile and flew around them like it really enjoyed itself. It took a moment, but with enough training and perversion, Hermione trained it to her will. Now they could go and visit their parents. But little did they know that the invitation was not from the smartest witch of her year's European Nobel parents, but from Luna instead. And she had teamed up with Orochimaru.
God damn it.
Why? Why? Why are we here?
Well, we're here to suffer.
Okay, let's see, Oh good, Hero's hobby, eating ramen.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
Let's turn the violence rating up a bit, let's turn the ego up a bit, let's turn the sex down, obviously, and the cliche,
Make this a you thing.
a eufic? No,
Yeah.
no.
Alter sex is both.
Alright, yeah, let's go with this one. Harry Potter meets Naruto, the secret of the leaf blower. Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
My tab might have crashed.
Well, after reading that, I can understand why.
There we go. Okay. Wait, it has a listen?
Oh boy.
Oh no, it doesn't. Only it does it for small sections, but this one's even better. Okay.
Oh no.
Sajik's hands were so full with power
Sharon, you're crap. Going with Amanda.
Sass and I have been wanting to write a Harry Potter meets Naruto story since forever. Disclaimer: I am not the official creators and don't own Harry Potter meets Naruto. Only my OC, Raven, is my property. It was a typical day in Konoha. Before the trouble started, Naruto was up earlier than usually. He was super excited. After all, today was his wedding day. Naruto danced through the room, sang a little bit, and couldn't wait until the
evening. We shouldn't even be here
evening.
anymore. You can just let the bot run for hours now.
No, I have to manually do this.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, while this is going, just start writing the script.
After
so you
all,
can have
today was his wedding
just
day.
refresh this, and then
Naruto
it'll
danced
just
through
feed
the
it to the
room,
bot, and then
sang
you
a
won't even
little
have to do
bit, and
anything.
couldn't wait until
I don't
the
have that
evening.
sort of thing,
Oh,
though.
how excited Naruto was. Today,
That's what I'm saying.
he would
Make
finally
it.
be
You
married
took
to
programming
Sasuke.
classes.
I don't know how to
I'm
program
only-
shit.
See, all you have to do is take a certain bit of the source from the site that makes this, and just copy paste that into this.
Nah.
Oh,
I mean,
how excited
Zex could
Naruto
probably do
was.
it.
Today, he would finally be married to Sasuke. And oh yeah, Naruto is key.
Today he would be married to Sasuke.
Today, he would finally be married to Sasuke.
Sasuke
And oh
is not
yeah,
phrased.
Naruto is key. If you wanna know how that happened, read my other stories. Of course, for this day, Naruto had chosen the best wedding cake, and the best wedding catering, and in
Wait. If you want to know how Naruto became gay, read my other stories. Author. That's not something you can just become.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Is this from the generated fic? Okay, I just needed to be sure. Because we've seen that!
It's too accurate.
and the best wedding catering, and invited all his friends to come except Hermione 'cause she's a bitch. Sasuke himself was also up early in the morning, doing his morning stretches and exercise so he'd look nice and buff in his suit. Naruto was trying out his wedding dress in front of the mirror. There had been a mix-up of the dresser, but Sasuke thought it was kind of funny, so they went along with it. But of course, most importantly of all, Naruto couldn't wait until the actual night. See, Naruto had a bit of a stick kink, but kept it secret so far. Naruto.
Wait, this is with the sex rating at 0. Wow, it really is like my very own fanfiction contempt theater, isn't it? Ah, this should have no sex in it.
But kept it secret so far. Naruto felt there had to be at least one thing Sasuke should only discover on their wedding night. Oh, how excited Naruto was to finally share that final bit with Sasuke. The day was coming along nice. Naruto received lots of compliments for his dress. Sasuke looked fabulous in his suit. His muscles nicely toned thanks to the suit being of just the right tightness. Oh, Naruto loved watching his love. Those sweet lips of him touching the wine glass, soaking them up in the red liquor.
He was gonna skip that.
Because when Naruto stood there at the altar about to give his word to Sasuke, suddenly, an explosion, and from the smoke arised no one else but Hermione. "Stop. You are making a mistake," the witch said. "I should be with Sasuke." Anua. Bet you didn't expect that. Sorry, Clarissa the Beautiful, I know I told you I wouldn't do that, but I did. Ha 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 ha. On to the next chappy. The woman stood atop of the rubble while from everywhere gourd came from. They tied up all the wedding guests and Snape,
This is
who had been the
more
priest.
Wattpad fanfic than the other one.
The gourd are coming.
The woman stood atop of the rubble while from everywhere gourd came from. They tied up all the wedding guests and Snape, who had been the priest, too. I knew something was up, Granger said. You sounded way too happy last time we spat insults at each other, she said as she walked down from the rubble into the wedding area. Of course, there was also this. She took out a paper and folded it into an aeroplane. Then she fired it at Naruto. Naruto opened it up and saw it was their wedding invitation. The witch laughed loudly. Oh yeah, you were willing to invite Orochimaru but not me. Ha 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 ha. 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 Ha 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 ha. 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 On to ha 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 ha. On to the next.
Big thing, but it's there and that's nice.
What? I couldn't hear you over me spamming the laughter. What were you saying?
This thing has more continuity than actual written fics.
Yeah. It does have more continuity than actual fix. Oh god.
Naruto knew that Hermione could be powerful. Oh yeah, before Hermione turned out to be such a colossal biatch, they had been fighting Orochimaru together, but Naruto didn't know that Hermione could have defeated Orochimaru, as long as she had enough motivation. Ha 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 ha, the witch laughed. Now to enact my plan, because not only will I stop your wedding, I will make your wedding impossible. The lackeys took Snape and shoved him forward. They did the same thing with Sasuke. Hermione walked over to Sasuke and took his hand. Now, Snape, wed me, otherwise I will kill all you love. And if you, Naruto, try to stop me, I will resurrect Orochimaru. Naruto felt like he was kicked in the stomach. What an impossible choice. Naruto thought. Give up the love of Naruto's life or save the world from Orochimaru. It was almost as if fate or God set everything in motion to torture Naruto. But long Naruto didn't have to be in agony, because Naruto had a plan. I'm sorry it took so long. I had to find some inspiration because it did end in a really difficult cliffhanger. But after binge watching some Netflix, I think I really got a cool thing down now.
Oh god.
What? Said the witch in utter disbelief.
This is just painful, Jesus. Okay, okay, let's just turn this down to around there, and this down to around up here, and this down to up here. Hero superpower. Okay, and stop it. Okay. Alright, so now everyone just needs to help me come up with a good fic for this to be generated. Give me some good ideas, guys. Give me
The
some
problem is
characters.
we're limited by the generator.
Yeah, mildly, except give me some good ideas. What should the crossover be? We got some Lord of the Rings, we got Bleach.
Let's do Lord of the Rings Bleach. Let's see how that goes.
Alright, so Lord of the Rings with Bleach.
This should be stupid.
And let's make it a female Ichigo.
Oh god, no.
Unspecified Ichigo Yuffie.
What's gonna be his superpower? Hello? Anyone?
What?
Who's gonna be
Well, what's his superpower?
Eating too much food too damn fast.
Alright, fine. Bankai plus Ultra.
Oh, sweet Christ.
Hero's hobbying, knitting. Hero's hometown. let's go with a really misspelled version of Karakura. Female sidekick, male sidekick, Galadriel. The strong
and
woman.
Make it Bob
Shit!
and Vagine.
Oh god, who's the elf? Legolas.
Well, which one? Oh yeah, Legolas is one of the others. There's Elrond, there's Gil-galad, there's a million
The
others.
villain is going to be, Nexus. And the MacGuffin is going to be, Norway's flag. Always make an intro. Ichigo versus Nexus Rider. I did screw up the sliders.
What the fuck is that? Those are his other words. Those are. Oh, I love this bot.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
It speaketh to my soul.
Bleach meets Lord of the Rings. The Norway's flag. I have always been wanting to write Bleach meets Lord of the Rings since forever. Disclaimer, I am not the official creators and don't own Bleach meets Lord of the Rings. Only my OC, Hey Nazi, is my property.
I've got several questions.
That's auto-generated. I love this.
In the beginning, there was Norway's flag. Its legendary powers surrounded in mystery. This sounds like something Art would write. Ichigo was rescuing some bunch of flowers. Suddenly, he bumped into Legolas. Whoa, I didn't expect to see you here at your house. Yes, I come here every Thursday. Suddenly, there was a slow, creepy, scary noise. They stared deeply and lovingly at each other, but they bumped into a deep, dark, scary hole. Oh no, I have been damaged, said Ichigo. I believe Nexus Rider is behind this. I deduced as much myself, did I? He is behind an mega evil scheme to dominate our town. How? By finding a powerful bottle of glue of doom and firing Nexus, you are a terrible villain.
He's trying, man.
The glue of doom. How good it's a short one. Can we stop him? Yes, by finding the gherkins of Satan.
What the?
In the magical land, hidden in the mountains of bunny rabbits, opposite the pencil case of hell. What? Of course you need Satan to defeat Catholic moth. I mean, I guess. Oh god. This is both painful and hilarious.
Painful and accurate, you mean?
The last two lines get me every single time I look at them.
Oh god. Come, hero, now we must find and seek our quest to do. Indeed, thee must hasten to Hawk yonder. And with that, they left. The Strawberry Queen and her team went carefully through Karakura. The Strawberry Queen looked very sexy. I put 6 at 0! And yet somehow I am still unsurprised.
I mean, it's fan fiction.
The sad thing is, this still sounds and reads better than some of the stuff you've covered on here.
Oh, we know!
There's an
aware.
author's note in the middle that just says "get it."
Oh god. Her leather coat bill-bogged in the breeze, extrapolating her sex mess. It is time.
I'm sorry, could you say that last line again?
Extrapolating her sex mess.
That's what I was afraid you said.
It is time, she said, her voice having a British nationality. Yes, it is.
A British nationality.
Why it can provide you papers.
Do you have a license for that, Tom? Yes, it is time to defeat Nexus Rider once and for all, said Legolas. He wore a black corset covered in roses and a nice hat. His nails were black and he had a ruby skull ring on.
I have so many questions. What have you done to Legolas?
Well, that's... It actually killed me. Nice.
And then they rushed into the base. Gladriel roundhouse kicked a mook and then punched one with her Glock. That's not how guns work. It exploded and she held up her middle finger to the explosion. Lady Finafin then used her holy magics and summoned a giant bloody cross scythe that glowed black. She sliced everyone, but it was okay because she dodged her friend. Blood splurted and
I'm sorry, she dodged her friends with her own attack, eh?
yes, and went on everything, making a Star of David onto one of the walls. I make a Nazi joke as the author's name, and now we got a Star of David. I disagree. You can in fact punch people with guns. Yes, but you're not supposed to. An eye bulb bounced off of Nexus Rider as he entered, looking fucking pissed. How dare you? I will kill you. He shooted and took out a flamethrower. The fight
I love how there's actual ones in the middle of the exclamation marks.
The fight was epic. Things burned black. He, Nazi, and the Strawberry Queen got distracted and started kissing in the corner. But then one of
What?
them...
We have the sex slider at 0.
But then one
But
died.
then one died.
Which
Ichigo
one?
ejaculated at Nexus Rider. Look behind you. And then he looked and Ichigo Kurosaki ripped him in half.
This is everything I've asked for. This is every single thing I've asked for from fanfiction. Such a riveting plot.
Alright, let's get a new story going. We got 15 minutes left. Let's see what's let's do Mass Effect and Halo and see what happens.
Alright.
Halo. Honestly, Halo.
They have Joho, but no Halo.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
They're
Okay,
probably
so
gonna
what's
Halo.
another classic Mass Effect crossover? Warhammer. Warhammer's on here, right?
Warriors is on, but no Warhammer. Just put like Star Trek or Star Wars or something like that, man.
Yeah, I know, but we haven't covered that many of those.
We have covered.
What haven't we covered?
Oh, I know one actually. Let's do
Can you put JoJo's? Can you just put JoJo's in there? I want to see somebody says Thunder Power.
No. Because
Come on, you
I
piece of
can't make
shit.
fun of JoJo because I don't know any JoJo. There we go. Pokemon and Supernatural.
Alright.
Oh God, please no.
Okay, so the hero is going to be Atin Winchester.
Fuck you.
His superpower is communism.
The violence rating maximum.
Yes, because Chicago.
Obviously,
His-
lots
I
of
hate you
cliches.
so much.
His female sidekick's name will be Al Capone.
His superpower is going to be gets confused for Sam.
Fuck you.
His hobby is Dota 2. His hometown is Chicago.
Chicago.
His home world is
It's also Chicago. It's also Chicago.
Earth. His sidekick is going to be Isley.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you so much.
His other
Wait, you-
female sidekick is going to be ooh,
Arn.
Gardevoir. And his final male sidekick is going to be
Also Isley. Also
Pajit.
Isley. Also Isley. You have
the
to
villain
make
of the
other
story
male-
is going to be let's see who's here in this
Sneaky. The villain is Sneaky.
Brazil
Brazil.
man.
Yeah, man.
The MacGuffin is going to be the Chicago
Ja, ja,
typewriter.
ja, ja. Ja, 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 come to Brazil.
Relationship is going to be none, and I'm going to be writing this story. Sneaky Devil.
No, Speepy. S-P-E-E-S-P-E-E.
Oh, hey, look, Sauron's back.
Wow.
Hello.
And he's yelling.
No, actually, even better. There we go. Make story. Pokemon meets Supernatural. The secret of the balloon. The true story.
Well, the AN is the same thing. It's starting to repeat itself now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the entire thing is just repeat.
That's because I haven't like really changed the ego meter too much. Also, guys really don't have those elaborate author notes. They really don't.
But Nexus has Doom Glue.
Yeah, fear my doom glue. In the beginning, there was the American spirit. Oh no. Oh,
Told
it's a
you,
bit
it's
longer.
literally repeating it completely. Can you just like change it? Just read.
Yeah, I'll reduce the violence a little bit, and I'll decrease the cliche. I'll maximize the ego.
Good.
Hey y'all! I like to apologize for this fic being late. Yeah, I can relate to that.
Well, at least it's accurate so far.
I had a bunch of homework, and then when writing this, I got really involved and spent way longer than normal. A full half hour. Oh. Oh.
Off our channel.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Ow.
That's oh boy.
Anyway, I'd like to thank no one because no one has helped me out on this because everyone sucks.
Except my father.
This fic wouldn't be finished without their help. Anyway, I hope you all Pokemon meets Supernatural holics like this. Atin Winchester had been fighting Brazil man's troops all night.
Dude, we literally just a repeat now.
Okay, yeah, I know. It gave us the same story this time.
Exactly. It's just increase the chaos meter a bit.
Well, no, the chaos meter just makes it stupider.
I mean that's the beauty of it, right?
I do like this here. This is nailed it, Isley. Nailed it right there. Nailed it, Isley. Oh no. The page froze again.
Isley says Domo des. Oh boy, Atin and Isley are apparently going at it in this chapter. So yes.
Alright, what if I
How
did
about
this?
how about we do the actual show, Sneaky?
No, dude, we got like 6 minutes left. The Revanche of Brazil Man.
Revenant.
This is okay. Yeah, this is different. This is the story of the one lone hero's struggle to overcome the forces of evil. This is the indestructible hero's name, Atin Winchester. Hi, my name is Riverview, and I work for the NATO organization. I am not the boss of NATO, that is Steve. However, I am pretty important, and normally Steve does what I say. We are trying to find the secret American spirit, and are going to use it to take over the world. Stupid mess. Oh god. Okay.
I think half of the things in this are incorrect. Like, I think you changed some things. Go back once, because Atin and all just didn't show up.
The power of corruption and homophobic presidents. Indeed. Alright, so we got 9 minutes left. How about I torture Atin with a really bad sci-fi fic?
God, why do you hate me?
Because you wanted us to do a real fic.
Yeah, I suppose this is my fault for asking for quality content.
Mm-hmm.
What quality? You're on this stream.
Alright, how about this really dumb... Wait, what's this one? No, it's a John Wick crossover. Altered Destinies. A return to Remnant.
Haven't we read this?
I'm pretty sure we haven't.
I'm positive we've read something with the title Altered Destiny, so that's why.
Maybe. Per UNSC Naval Code numbers, you are hereby conscripted into UNSC's Special Project Codename Orion 2, also known as Spartan 2. So that is how it started. Our time as Spartans. Not through glory or anything like that, we were conscripts. What a way to start a career. Memoirs of John Ark, professor of Beacon Academy. Story has now been renamed. Oh, Spartan Fall. No, we didn't read this before. Isley says we haven't read this one, so I'm going to
Alright.
believe Isley.
I believe the archivist. Ah, we read something with a similar name, that's why.
Sierra 034's log, date numbers. We're fighting over harvest and, well, nothing noticeable. George had the great idea of sending a phantom with a nuke into an assault carrier via the gravity beam. Blew up the whole damn thing nicely. Of course, the Coveys weren't so happy about that. They're still chasing us. Anywho... A Spartan using anywho in a formal military report, okay?
Yes.
Anywho, it's been about 3 whole years since we've entered the war. 3 years since Chi Setai. We somehow managed to lose no one and destroy a Covenant ship. However, we've all been split up. Red team is on Spirit of Fire. Black team is looking for Oni and Shocking. And then us, blue team, John, Kelly, George, and I, are fighting Covenant on Harvest. We landed 2 years
what kind of
ago at
Spartans
Alpha
named
Base
Kelly?
near North Pole.
What kind of fucking Spartans named Kelly?
Kelly.
I've only ever seen, like
Her name's actually Kelly, though.
Named Kelly.
Yeah.
Like, that's not an OC. That's actually her name.
Wow, that's like naming
Kelly's the
that's-
fastest one. Which one was Snipey McSniper?
I mean, that's like naming a Spartan Gary or Brent. You won't do
shit.
that. Or Kyle. God forbid there's a Spartan named Kyle.
Crap, I forget. What was was Kelly the runner or was she the sniper?
No, Kelly was the fast one. I'm trying to remember who the sniper one was. Was Kelly this? Because I remember, Blue Team was Master Chief, his friend. What was his buddy's name? Like his buddy, and then there were two girls on Blue Team, right?
Maybe. Anyway, Linda. Linda's
That
the
was it.
sniper.
Right, I remember. The only reason I even kind of remember Linda was because she got fucked up on Reach.
Yeah. Alright, CSC8. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Blah blah block of text. Flashback 11 years ago. It was several days since John was taken from home. Oh, is Sierra John? Really? Okay.
I'm sorry, who's John replacing?
John Arc is replacing Sierra Fuck You, the main character of Halo Reach. Anyway, so blah 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 blah. Describing things. Oh, okay. So we're just gonna skip to the part where John was already taken from Remnant. Okay. Question mark. Okay. So apparently the UNSC know about Remnant and have already conscripted children from Remnant.
They should be conscripting like every single child from that. Not that I support child conscription, mind you, but if you're going to do it, you might as well do it with the superpowered children that can't die.
I mean, yes, except for the small part in which, you know, if Oni knew about Remnant, they wouldn't be just conscripting a single child.
Okay.
They would empty the population of Remnant.
Yep. Hell, they didn't even take the normal civilians just to make them fucking, like, troops.
They would
just
start a breeding experiment with everyone they couldn't immediately deploy.
Exactly, and think about it this way, like, you are basically, like, these people are stronger than humans because they have a shield, which is like a protective shield that a Mjolnir armor or something
They
else
have a
has.
shield made of
inbuilt.
their soul.
Yes, and it also makes them stronger and heal faster. And possibly
Anyway,
live a
so
long time as well.
blah
And
blah
that's not
blah
enough.
blah.
They get
You've all been
superpowers.
conscripted. You. Oh, is this the special Remnant conscription child group? I think it is, because it says your bodies are already faster and stronger than other children. I'm pretty sure this is the Arc, blah 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 blah. Shitty dialogue. 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 John. Blah blah. Shitty dialogue. Blah blah blah. Shitty dialogue. Shitty dialogue. They have guns. I'm describing the guns now. They're in a garage. The city is on fire. Blah blah blah. Let's get moving. Let's head to that tower. It's not on fire. Then we kill them all. Blah blah blah. No, Kelly, move ahead and scout the tower. You got it. Hey John, are there any UNSC assets in the area? No, I don't think so. That would explain the Covenant activity then. Yup, it would. Hey Kelly, nice of you to join us. Someone has to watch you, boys. She was gone for literally a second. See anything unusual? Aside from the Covenant, no. How much you guys want to bet they know we're in the city? Hasn't stopped them before. Oh man, this is riveting frickin' dialogue. More dialogue. More dialogue. More dialogue. More dialogue. More dialogue. More dialogue. Really crappy jokes. Really crappy jokes. More dialogue. More dialogue. More dialogue. More dialogue. What are we sitting around for? There's Covenant to kill. And then they walked off to kill more Covenant.
I'm pretty sure that they literally never talked like that. Ever.
Time skip as they kill some Covenant.
Time skip as they all introduce each other to each other and explain several things in the previous flashback.
After a conversation, they were all caught up.
In the back alley, I hear something in the back alley. Permission to investigate. Permission granted, Arch. Stay safe now. We'll be on the other end of the street. Copy 10-4. He looked in the electronics shop. He wasn't alone, though. There was a jackal in there. Slowly, he moved closer and he saw them. They were charging their weapons and wrist shields. He closed in on them before punching them. He pulled out his knife and stabbed the jackals. He left his knife in the jackal's neck and then punched the other jackal, snapping its neck. Jackals neutralized. John grabbed his knife and the plasma pistols and the wrist shield. When he was secluded, he attempted to activate it. When he did, it covered his torso and lower section of his head. Then the plasma pistol fully charged. So he deactivated the shield and creeped around the building. Poking his head out, he saw the elites. And he moved away. There was a gun store. The UNSC allowed private citizens to own guns and blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah, it's a gun store.
Actually, the UNSC was pretty stingy about letting civilians have weapons.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when you have to outfit an entire galactic troop, like, in a galactic army of
Well, no,
people,
I mean, you gotta keep in mind, before the Covenant showed up, it was literally just the UNSC, and they hadn't encountered any forms of any sentient life.
Yeah.
Anyway, so blah 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 blah, dialogue, 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 dialogue. Dialogue, 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 dialogue. They're walking down a street. Dialogue, 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 dialogue. They're looking at the city now. And they're in the middle of the city now. Dialogue, 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 dialogue. Author's note. For those who don't know, 1 click is a kilometer. Dialogue, dialogue, dialogue. The Spartans continued walking through the city. Dialogue, 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 bad joke. Dialogue, 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 dialogue. 3 hours later.
Really pointless dialogue.
When the Spartans crossed the hill, they noticed it was on fire. Spartans, thank God you're here. Colonel, the Spartans are here. Spartans, why are you here? We landed at blah 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 blah.
Hold on a minute. He wanted to have a word with them. Why is he acting surprised that they're here?
I don't know. I didn't ask you about your mission, Master Chief. I'm just thankful I have more manpower now. The Covenant made it determined to
This
solve...
is this is all taking place on Harvest, right?
Yes.
I don't think the Spartans were operational by the time Harvest hit.
No. In fact, they were so non-operational, the only thing on Harvest was a platoon of Marines that Sarge was in that were doing training drills.
Yeah. I am 90% certain that the Spartans were not active until well after Harvest.
Like, the whole point of the Harvest book was to just describe how massacre-y the fight at Harvest was.
That and how awesome Sarge is.
Yes, Sarge is pretty awesome.
Sarge?
Sarge will kill a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Okay. So
Back in my day, we didn't have tanks. We had 2 sticks and a rock for the whole platoon, and we had to share the rock. He had the best lines.
Dude, I know what the ladies love. Big and green. God damn it, Sarge. The best, honestly, though, is when you beat Halo on Legendary and you get the scene where Sarge is just like, hug me to the Elite.
And the Elite cops the field.
The Elite's like, alright, let's do this.
No, the Elite's like, I'm gonna get me some ass before I die.
Alright, so blah blah blah, I want you to link up with person, blah blah blah, here's your quest marker, blah blah blah, we cannot assist you with anything. If my Marines start pulling back, you must assist them. Understood, good, dismissed. He saluted the Spartans as they ran off and did his orders. He ran past scores of Marines, blah blah blah. I found Marines, Captain Ruse. Sierra 147. Nobody gave me a heads up. I'm down to 150 men. I had 3 times that number 20 minutes ago. You did not. Blah blah blah. City is gone. It was a glass now. What happened to the city? Only calling it glassing. We're lucky they didn't glass this area. Incoming second wave. And George, find an HMG. Arc, find middle ground. I'm gonna get us tuned into the marine comms. Kelly, run in.
I'm sorry, that's not the first thing they did!
Apparently not. Blah blah, Chief, we're in
Boy,
the
it's almost like these Spartans are completely non-tactical and written by someone who has no idea how Spartans operate.
or the military in general.
Copy that, John said. He didn't stay around to hear George and Kelly's responses. You mean, okay, let's ignore the fact that George isn't in his group, and let's ignore the fact that they're on a fucking radio.
He didn't stick around to hear the responses on the radio in his helmet.
That's, you know, nigh indestructible.
And on his head.
Like, I want to point out, like, take Noble
Onyx.
6. Noble 6, sure, that thing got shot through, but it still functioned, and it survived getting glassed. Because it's still there when Reach is a burned hell.
Yep. Anyway, so, blah, 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 blah. One of my guys saw you coming here with a DMR, and my DMR guy got his head blown off. You're gonna need these more than us. Take the armor and the ammo. We'll be downstairs. Second incoming, hold your ground. We got a breach. Sector Foxtrot 4. Right behind you, Chief. Blah, blah, blah. Squads of elites. Blah, blah, blah. Really shittily action scene. Blah,
We're
blah.
Oscar Mike to the building to your left. That, congratulations, you've said absolutely nothing in actual military speak.
Well, I mean, Oscar Mike is what you say, but you don't be like, to the building to your left. It'd be more like, Oscar Mike to your left flank or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it just, oh god. Oh. It just keeps going. Oh, and the dialogue's back. I don't know what's worse. The really poorly written blocks of action that are painful, or the just dialogue that doesn't stop.
You know what I'm gonna go do? I'm gonna go watch Sergeant Johnson's speeches from Halo 2 to wash the taste of this out of my mouth.
Yeah, alright. So, I mean, yeah, we went a little bit over, but alright, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. We had a time. There was an occurrence. And I don't really have much to add. This was the thing. See you all next time. Join us on Sundays. Me specifically, because I'll be doing D&D. Probably, maybe. Well, here Tuesdays. 7:30 is going to be the semi-new norm until I get my shift changed. Tuesdays, it's going to stay on 7 o'clock for Fridays. And